Have you heard of Google Lens? I'm Lisa Louise Cook, and coming up next, I'm going to tell you what it is and what it can do for you. Today, we're going to talk about what it does and where you can get it. And then hopefully, I'd like to show you some of the ways that I'm finding it creeping into my genealogy life. And whether you do family history or not, I know we have people who just kind of watch because they love the tech stuff. That's cool. You can use this for so many different things. And in fact, I'm going to show you some of the ways I'm using it that isn't genealogy related as well. So do you remember in episode 23, we were talking about Google Photos? So Google Lens is kind of working in Google Photos. That's what I mean when I say, if you watch that episode, if you gave Google Photos a look or a try, you've probably already used Google Lens. Now remember, we showed how you put some photos in Google Photos. You don't have to put all your photos there, but if you put some of them or just your family history photos or whatever, you can tap in search and it will give you this list of faces. It's going to start grabbing faces. That's what Google Lens is doing. It's grabbing faces out of your photographs. And so here's a lot of faces from many of the photographs that I have in my collection. When I click on my grandmother's face, remember, Google Photos found my grandmother Burkett in so many different images. And when I first looked at this, I thought, oh, well, that's not right. But I realized she's in the photograph behind me. And so the picture of me with her in the photo behind me, Google Photos, Google Lens, found her in that picture. It found her in the collage. It found her. Every single one of these images has some portion of my grandmother's face, including videos. So I've put some of my family history videos into Google Photos, and there she is. This one blows me away. It's half of her face, and it still knew that was my grandmother, and it matched her up. So, and here she is. It was a snapshot of my Google Photos in my phone. It had my grandmother's face, and it saw her. So this is a really powerful tool. And, we talk about facial recognition software that's out there. That's all being developed. There's machine learning that kind of comes into play here, and artificial intelligence. Google Lens is part of that. And when you think about what we did last week with Newspaper Navigator, that too was using this kind of artificial intelligence. They call it their AI trainer to be able to spot photos and deliver them to you. And in fact, I was thinking about the Newspaper Navigator that we did last week in episode, this is 27, so that was 26. Remember, you could train the Newspaper Navigator. You could tell it, I like more of this, give me more of that, and it starts to train it. Well, Google Photos is the same thing right here. Is this the same person? It's going to spot images and ask you to train it. And I say, yes, you found a photo of my grandmother well into her 60s and also her high school photograph. So we can also train it to say, nope, that's not the right person. So we're already doing the training. We're already using machine learning and Google Lens, and that happens here in Google Photos. So where else can we find Google Lens? Is it anywhere else? If you have an Android smartphone, you have it built in many different ways. Now, I myself have an iPhone, so I'm going to just focus on the ways that everybody can access Google Lens. But if you're an Android user, do a little Google searching on that, because you have a lot of different ways that you can use Google Lens. But for all of us, no matter what kind of smartphone you have, if you have an app store, you can go in and download the free Google Photos app and the free Google Search app. So we're going to focus on those today to show you what they can do. And it's pretty jaw-dropping. I think it is. So on mobile, let's start with the Google Photos app, because we've already talked about using Google Photos. And if you're using it on your desktop, you're going to want to get the free app on your phone so that you can access it and also be able to get some of the images from your phone, should you want to, into Google Photos as well. and then Google Lens will be applied to it. So here's an example. So one of the things that Bill and I did this summer was we did a little renovation in the front part of the house, and this section had gotten so overgrown. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw that I was ripping bushes out of the front yard, and my poor ginger cat, she's wandering around going, "What's happening? All my hiding spaces are gone." So this is what's left, and we've cleared everything out. And so we're thinking about kind of some things we might want to put in here for next season. But one of the things I did was I moved this 3-tier pot from the backyard into the front yard. It was hidden away. I never even planted anything in it. So when I got it, I said to Bill, when you're at Home Depot, grab me a whole flat of something, some kind of flower that you think is pretty. So he brought these in, and I planted them, and I love them. They're perfect for Texas. They love the heat. They open during the day. They close in the evening. But what if you wanted to know what kind of flower they were? Because I didn't know. There weren't any tags in the little containers. Google Photos can tell us. So here's the photo I took with my phone in Google Photos. And when you pull up the photo in Google Photos, you see the Google Lens icon on every photo. Tap it. Look what it did. It says, "Oh, that's moss rose purslane." And that's exactly what it is. I asked my neighbor who knows flowers, and she said, "Oh yeah, that's what it's purslane." So Google Photos, the photograph was already in Google Photos. So when I opened the app, I selected the photo. You always see the Google Lens little icon at the bottom. Tap it. It tells you what it is. And if you click through to the search results, you're going to find everything you ever wanted to know about the type of flower that you're looking at. So if you're a gardener of any type, it specifically can identify pretty much any plant that you take a photograph of. Pretty amazing, isn't that? So here's another way. I started using this when Google Lens first came out. And of course, I travel all over the world and I speak at conferences, and I'm constantly handing out my business card. And what I discovered was people were giving me their business cards too at conferences. So I grab them all and I like to put them into Google Photos. Well, Google Photos plays hand in hand with Google Photos Scan. Now, if you have not used this app, put it on your list, because Google Photos Scan is another free app. And here's the beauty of it. So my card, can you tell, has a little shine. And that shine, just like if you took a photograph of a picture in a frame, that glass is going to give you glare, right? So if I just took a regular photograph of this, I'm going to get the glare. And it's funny because this special little card actually has fake glare on it to make it look like it's an iPhone. I know. So you want to be able to take a photograph of it so that you're not going to get the glare, whether it's this or it's a photograph in a frame. So Google Photos is perfect for that. I'm going to show you how this works. And you can access it, once you have that on your phone, you can access it through Google Photos. So Photo Scan is going to take the picture to get a better picture than just your camera would. And then it's going to automatically jump over into Google Photos and give us access to Lens. Have I confused you yet? I think I'm confusing me. Let's see what this looks like. So here's the card. Okay. We're going to go into Google Photos. I want to show you how you get to Google Photo Scan if you don't want to open that app first. If you're already in Google Photos, you tap the 3 lines. At the bottom, you'll see that there's a Photo Scan app on your phone, and so it will be connected. Tap that. It automatically opens Photo Scan. When you take a picture, look at the 4 dots. You move your phone, and you take one photo in each corner. Photo Scan automatically knits them all together perfectly in one image that generally will eliminate the glare. So you can see that there's fake glare actually in the coloring of my card, which is not a great example, but it works beautifully and it works great with pictures in frames. So I'm going to go back into Google Photos, and there's my picture. Now I have the Google Lens icon at the bottom of the picture. If you tap that with a business card, it's like magic. This is what happens. Automatically, it has converted everything that was on your business card into actionable buttons. Can you believe this? So now it spots it. It says, hey, you want to call this person? Just tap this button. You can call them. Add a contact. It's going to give you related searches. Tap it. Oh, looks like she's got a podcast. Tap that. It's going to take you over to Google and give you the podcast in the search results. You're literally taking a flat business card with typed text and you're turning it into this interactive image in Google Photos so that you can call people, text people, add them to your contacts, go search for the stuff that's talked about. If their web address is on it, it's going to take you to their website. Pretty amazing. I use this a lot, actually. Now, again, let your mind just jump out of the box because this is just one example. So if this is one example, what other kinds of things are you constantly taking pictures of or trying to rewrite everything down on a pad of paper that has information on it, excuse me, that you may, goodness, sip. Okay, you might have other kinds of things. Now, keep in mind, I know you're a genealogist, so you're thinking about, oh, I've got these documents. Okay, handwritten stuff isn't probably going to work too well, but if it's typed, it will work. Okay, so think about stuff, whether it's your everyday life or your family history, work, life, what other stuff has information on it that can be done in the same way. Anything that has a phone number on it is going to work for this. It's pretty cool. Are you having fun yet? I'm having fun. I'm having fun telling you about it because I just think this stuff is so geeky and fun. Okay. So that's the Google Photos app. And we used the Google Photo Scan app in conjunction with it. So that's cool. Let's get into the Google Search app. You probably already have this on your phone, right? You have the G app. Now, if you don't see it, if you're an Apple user, I'm not sure anymore. I've had this so long, I don't know if it's a default app or not. If you don't see it, go to your app store, type in Google Search, and it will either tell you open it, which means it's already on your phone, or it'll say download it. So either way, you're going to want to get this on your phone. Okay. So Google Lens is now built into the Google Search app. So what can it do? Well, first, when you open the app, you see in the search box, we've seen the microphone for a while. We know we can dictate searches. We can tell it as long as we've activated the microphone on the phone. We can speak our search and it will search for it. But Google Lens gives us that access to use our camera built into our phone within our search. So this is just like google.com on your computer, but we're talking on the phone. So we're going to tap the Google Lens app and let's see what it can do. Here's a non-genealogy application. So this is a photograph. Have you seen this photo? Where is it? It's behind me. It's my daughter, Lacey, and she's my middle of 3 daughters. So this was us one day, and we were all dressed up that day, and you say, oh, I'm over at Lisa's house. Oh, I love that purse. Where'd you get that purse? Okay, so we're going to go to the Google app, tap Lens, and we're going to point our phone at the picture, okay? And we're going to point it right at that purse. Oh, there's a dot. Tap it. There you go. You can buy the purse. You can buy it online right now. No, it's a Michael Kors purse. I saw this pop up and I'm like, oh, I got a good deal at the outlet store. I didn't pay that much money. But it's a beautiful royal blue Michael Kors purse. And it gives you the exact make and model. It'll show you the newer versions. I mean, that's pretty amazing. It grabbed it right out of the picture. So what else is behind me? My typewriter. This old typewriter we found in the garage, my mother-in-law's garage after she passed away, and it belonged to her father, Sidney Mansfield. So you might remember Sidney Mansfield from the Centennial Syncopators from Salem, Oregon that we talked about in episode 6. Here's some fun, okay? You guys, this is an interactive, hey, you're in chat. Let's get really interactive. Grab your phone, okay? And tap and open the Google search app. There's mine. You could also do this. Just open your camera app. This will work too, but the Google Lens will work. Let's do Google Lens. Tap Lens in the search. Hold it up to the QR code over here. And it will take you, it'll tap the little button. It'll take you to our site. Even with your phone, if you've been out to a restaurant recently, you've noticed they're not giving you paper menus anymore, right? And typically they'll have a QR code on the table, or they'll show you a card. You open your camera app on your phone and just point it at the QR code. So this is a little interactive video today. And that'll take you to episode 6 if you missed it. So you can learn more about Sydney. Not only did we talk about Sydney in terms of searching for him with Google, but we also used him in a project that I made this huge poster of the Centennial Syncopators. But I digress. Okay, so this is the typewriter. And if you look at it, you think, oh, well, what kind of typewriter is that? We're going to go to the Google search app, and we're going to tap the lens icon and just point it at the typewriter. Okay? Notice it's not only scanning the image, it's scanning all of the text that appears on it. It's a vintage Royal manual typewriter. Here's where you can purchase one yourself, whether it's on Etsy or it's on eBay or it's on Amazon, wherever it is. You're going to typically see the ability to purchase the item. If you continue to go through, you can do additional searches and learn the history of this item. How old is it? All the background, who created it, the patent, the whole 9 yards. So you can go up here to the search. Once you've got the initial search and type in the word history, it'll refocus away more from the shopping items and get you into the actual history of the item. So if you've got something in your house and you haven't really looked into, you inherited it, but what's the background on this item? This is a fun way to learn more about it. So to recap, Google Lens can do an awful lot of things for you right out of the gate. It can turn printed text into typed text so that you can actually copy and paste it into other programs and apps. It can translate foreign text. It can search for items on the web. It can even do some shopping for you. And it will help you explore well-known locations and places, identify objects, and specifically plants, animals. It can even read to you and do your homework. Well, that's your quick overview of what Google Lens is and what it can do for you. Now, if you want to learn a whole lot more about it, check out episode 27 of 11s with Lisa. It's a full 1-hour episode of my weekly YouTube live show here at this channel. And we go into a whole lot more on that. Also at genealogygems.com/11s. You can find the complete show notes for that episode with all the how-to information. I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button so that you can get all the videos that we've got in the works for you. Again, I'm Lisa Louise Cook. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon.